Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just spent the last 2 hours trying to get this setup correct, so I really hope that you like it. I'm trying to improve the quality here, and it turns out that's not easy to do. I have a light there, I have this gizmo going on here, I have the microphone going on, I have my laptop in my lap. There's a lot of technology that's being put to use right now. And I feel like with my luck, something is gonna die, but hopefully nothing dies. At the very least, I get this one video out. So there's that. Respect to content creators, man. This is like people who sell the whole profession of being a content creator short. There's so much work that goes into this. It's insane. I have so much respect for it. I know I am a content creator, but girl, I've been doing the bare min for a very long time and I'm trying to put in more effort and it is not for the faint of heart. It's a lot of work. Anywho, what we're gonna be talking about today is breakups. More specifically, how to get over a breakup. I've gone through a couple of breakups in my day, but not that many because I'm not really a relationship kind of person. And the reason why I'm not a relationship kind of person is because breakups suck. That's maybe the biggest reason why I don't like getting into relationships. It's a lot. It's a lot to get yourself out of the relationship mode once the breakup happens. And I found myself Googling how to get over a breakup. But everything I'm about to read to you is more what I personally learned through this last breakup and how I personally got over it, what worked for me. Me and this guy started dating in October. We were together for 3 months, so it wasn't a very long relationship. But we spent every second together, and I'm not the kind of person who spends every second with anybody, whether that's a relationship or a friendship. Like, that's not my personality. I like being alone. I don't get close to people very quickly, but he and I grew very close very quickly. And when we broke up, it was really, really hard for me, but it was necessary. I won't get into why we broke up, but it just came down to the relationship started to change. And I feel like I wasn't getting what I needed out of it anymore. And as much as I really wish that that was different, I just feel like that wasn't gonna change. Of course, I talked to him about it a couple of times and I feel like it was falling on deaf ears. So without further ado, these are my tips on how to get over a breakup. I wrote an article on Substack that details everything that I'm about to go over. You can find that at texasgardenfairy.substack.com. Tip number 1, block him. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews on blocking people. Some people say, I want him to see me do well. I want him to see me thrive. I want to see his hairline recede and I'm not gonna be able to do that if I block him. Those are petty reasons not to block somebody. And there is a more substantial reason on why you should block them. At the end of the day, you have to care about yourself. If the relationship is truly over, then you need to let the relationship go. I gave him a week to make some grand gesture and that didn't happen, so I blocked him because he was watching everything, he was liking everything still, and I didn't want to feel his eyes on me, especially because I'm a content creator. So I post every day and I'm very vulnerable about my life on my social media accounts. And I didn't feel like he had the right or the privilege anymore to be able to keep up with me and keep up with my life. And I know a big reason why we don't block is because we want to act like it doesn't affect us or that we're not bothered by it. But again, that's not a good reason not to block somebody. Because at this point, it doesn't matter what they think. It shouldn't matter what they think. What matters is you healing and you getting over the relationship. However, if he does something atrocious, if you're with a guy and he cheats on you, or he lays a hand on you, well, laying a hand on you, you need to get a restraining order and call the police. But if he does something atrocious, like you catch him in a huge lie, or he cheats on you, you need to block him immediately. No contact immediately. I guess what this all boils down to is going no contact. You need to go no contact. Don't allow yourself to feel constantly surveyed by someone who fumbled you. They should lose access to being able to keep up with your life. They should lose access to keeping a bookmark on you or to giving you mixed signals, like liking photos. That's going to keep you in that loop forever. This is for your own peace of mind. Tip number 2, be prepared for withdrawal. Like any drug, when we love somebody, it elicits strong emotion. It elicits a strong emotional response from us. It makes us feel good. We feel loved. We're texting someone all the time. We're getting down and dirty with someone all the time. There's a lot of dopamine that happens when you are in a relationship with somebody. You're checking in on them. You're looking for their name in your story watchers. There's a lot of Pavlovian response when you're dating somebody that feels like positive enforcement to a behavior. So this is all neuroscience. This is all how your brain works. So like when you quit any drug, you have to quit cold turkey. So you have to go no contact. You have to block them. They have to be out of sight, out of mind, because they're part of your habits. They're part of your reflexes. They're ingrained in you. They're a part of the way that your brain is operating right now. It triggers neurological reward responses. So you have to go no contact, and you're gonna go through withdrawal. It's gonna feel like you're coming off of a drug. You need to show yourself empathy during this process because it's not easy. Coming off of something that we have a strong positive enforcement behavioral loop from is not easy. You're gonna lose your shit for a little bit. That's okay. That's normal. We're healing. We're not covering it up with a Band-Aid. We're healing. We're actually doing the work. We're actually going through the steps. So we're going to lose our mind a little bit for a little while, but that's okay. That doesn't mean you're weak. That means that you're having a normal response to an uncomfortable situation. Tip number 3, stay busy, stay off social media, override your brain and stay busy. This is the time to read. This is the time to take a new workout class. This is the time to learn a new skill. This is the time to learn a new language. Don't worry about going into bad bitch mode right off the bat. Don't worry about like, I'm gonna have a glow up and it's gonna be so insane. You're healing. We're doing the healthy thing. We're healing, okay? That will come later when you're all healed up and these wounds aren't so fresh. But right now, just stay busy and stay off of social media, because a part of the withdrawal process is you're going to feel lonely. And what we do when we feel lonely is we scroll on social media. It gives us the sense of not being alone. It gives us a sense of community and company. You need to surround yourself with actual company and actual community. You need to go see your friends. You need to, do group activities. You need to surround yourself with people, and you need to stay busy. Don't scroll on social media and watch a bunch of tarot card readings, which is what I did. I eventually was like, I'm crazy. I need to put the phone down and I need to just focus on things that are gonna make me feel better, that are gonna make me better as a person. Not necessarily gonna make me look better or give me a glow up, but things that are gonna give me a different kind of reward response. Because accomplishing things and learning new things give you a reward response as well. Being around your friends give you a reward response. Do not chase cheap dopamine highs through scrolling through social media. Tip number 4. Get a week under your belt of no contact. And whenever you go and you think about them, override your brain. You have to reprogram the way your brain is working. You have to reprogram the loop that's happening in your brain, because you're only gonna wanna think about them. And that's not healthy and that's not doing us any favors. So whenever you go to think about them, whenever you go to rehash the situation in your mind, catch yourself and then set yourself back on a different track. This is why staying busy is going to be really helpful, because you're occupying your mind with other things. So when you think about them, you can say, nope, we're not thinking about that. We're reading this book. We're with our friends. We're learning Tai Chi. We're doing something else. We're learning Mandarin. Override your brain, set it back on track. After that week, when you have less of an emotional response to it, when you have kind of re-regulated your brain, then you can kind of go over what happened, how you feel about it. You're gonna have so much more clarity when you let a little more time pass and you're not fresh out of it. Because if you start ruminating when you're fresh out of it, you'll get stuck there and you're not gonna be able to break out of it. Of course, the timing is gonna be different for everybody. I only dated this guy for 3 months. So if you dated someone for 5 years, it's gonna be different. But I still think this still holds true. Give yourself time to recorrect your brain and recorrect your thought process and how much you think about them, and stay busy doing other things. Tip number 5, remember why you broke up. This is your why. Every big task needs a strong why. So if you need to write it down, but remember what your why is. And remember that your why is not gonna change. People very rarely change. And if they do change, it's gonna be way later down the road. And unfortunately, more often than not, when it's way later down the road, you've already moved on. If you're dating someone who's inconsistent, if you're dating someone who doesn't prioritize you or your emotions, if you're dating someone who is emotionally immature, that's not gonna change. That's your why. You deserve someone who is the things that you want out of a partner. And your why is going to ensure that you do not go back to this person. Remind yourself of why you broke up. Remind yourself that you deserve better. Remind yourself that doing better is possible for you. and you deserve better. And if you keep going back to them, if you keep repeating the cycle, it's going to take you even longer to find the person that is actually the right person for you. And you're going to have to go through all these steps again. You don't want to have to go through all of these steps again. You don't want to have to go through this hurt again. Don't let them suck you back in. Remember what your why is. And every breakup gets you a better idea of what your person looks like. It gives you a better idea of what you really want out of a relationship. This is why we get into relationships. Not all relationships are supposed to end in marriage or a happy ending. A lot of relationships are there to teach you who you are and what you want and what you deserve, what your boundaries are, and what you need out of a partner. And it's okay. Things don't work out. And sometimes it's okay for things to not work out and no one's a shitty person for it. You're just not the right people for each other. But if you're not the right people for each other today, you're not going to be the right people for each other tomorrow. There's no point in trying to change anybody. You have to be in an abundance mindset. There's so many people in the world and your person is out there. And now you have an even better idea of what that person looks like, which is going to make them easier to find. Number 6, do not jump into another relationship. Stay off dating apps. Don't rebound. Don't go running to a different ex. Don't worry about what he's doing because he's probably is going to be trying to rebound. He is probably going to be back on the dating apps like immediately. That's what they do. Okay? That's neither here nor there. We're focused on your healing journey. We're not focused on get backs. We're not focused on glow ups. We're focused on healing because we want to find our person eventually. There's a reason why they say men are fine after a breakup and women are destroyed. And then after 2 weeks, women are fine and men are destroyed. Most men are excited to be single again. Unfortunately, I know that we don't want to admit that to ourselves, but it's true. So if during your relationship, if he was liking a different girl's photos or he was, having female friends where it was a little too close for comfort, there's a reason for that. He was keeping bookmarks in other women. And those are the women that he's probably going to go running to when you guys break up. Do not let that get to you and do not make the same mistake. Don't be toxic like he's being. In 2 weeks, he'll be hurting and you'll be healing. You'll be healed. That's what we're trying to do here. Number 7, remember your person exists. They're out there. I promise you they're out there. One day you're going to look back on this situation and you're going to laugh. And you're going to be so grateful that you made this choice. You're going to be so grateful that you chose yourself. You're going to be so grateful that you saw the red flags early on and you exited that relationship. You left that man. Loving someone and being vulnerable with someone is not for the weak. It takes a strong person, but it's so worth it. You're developing your strength. You're going to feel even more comfortable, even more confident when you do find someone who is more aligned with you, because you're going to have gone through this pain. You're going to have learned these lessons. You're going to have healed from this heartbreak. And healing from heartbreaks makes going into other relationships that much easier because you know that if it does end, you're going to be okay. Journal about what your person looks like. How do they act? What do they do? What do they do different than the person that you just broke up with? Be very specific about what you're looking for in a partner ultimately. And journal about it. Act like you're writing in your journal like whatever you're writing is going to come true. Number 8, become someone that you'd be proud of. Are you even the person yet that you think would be a good match with your absolute ideal person? And if you're not, then you need to put more focus and more work into yourself. I'll speak for me. I'm not where I want to be in my life or in my career yet to find my ideal person. I still think that that's possible because I think that I could find someone that could help me grow even more. But I want to be someone that I'm proud of before I find my person, because I don't want to get swept up in somebody or get distracted by being in love with somebody until I've accomplished things that I want to accomplish, until I'm on a trajectory in life that I'm proud of and that I worked hard for. When you're showing up authentically in life, it causes people to find you. The whole I don't chase, I attract thing. When you're showing up authentically and you're putting your best foot forward and you're showing up for yourself, the person who's meant for you is going to find you. So when you're showing up for yourself, when you're putting this work into yourself, just know that you are making it easier to find your ultimate person. Not only are you becoming a person that you can be proud of, but it's going to make it that much easier to find the person that's right for you. Number 9, focus on rewiring your brain. And I feel like we touched on this already in a previous point, but this is the time to analyze, like, what drew me to this person? What kind of limiting beliefs do I still have? Me being with this person, what does that say about me, my standards, what I'm looking for, the kind of people that I attract? And in some cases, it could be like, whoa, I need to do like a lot of self-work and unpacking on why I was drawn to a person like that, if they're like an egregious person. But in my situation, I don't think he was an egregious person at all, but I think that there were definitely like some limiting beliefs on my end that drew me to this person. There was a lot of fear on my end when it came to being vulnerable with somebody, and being with him made that really easy for me. But really analyze what your beliefs are and what drew you to this person in the first place, so you don't make that same mistake again, or so you can really reflect and refine what exactly it is that you believe about yourself, about the world, and about what's possible for you. Don't ruminate on things that are painful. Don't ruminate on the past, because as contradictory as it sounds, ruminating on painful things can be very addictive, because it elicits a strong emotional response, and we are naturally prone to crave strong emotional responses. So don't allow yourself to do that, because your brain is going to want to do that. So you have to actively recorrect your brain. And tip number 10, the universal truth, as I call it in my article. He's probably not gonna be doing any of this shit, dude. Let's be real. He's probably gonna be rebounding. He's probably gonna be back on the dating sites. He's not gonna be doing any of this. Don't worry about who comes after you. Don't worry about who he starts dating after you. Whoever they start dating after you is gonna have to be dealing with the same shit that you were dealing with. It's nothing to be jealous of. It's nothing to feel insecure about. They're gonna have to deal with him. And like I said, it all depends on the severity of the situation, but there's a reason why you left him. So whoever comes after you is gonna have to be dealing with that same shit that you left for. So why are we jealous? Why are we freaking out about that? Reread your journal entry, reread your why, remind yourself. If you need a journal about all this, I suggest you do. Take all of this as like a prompt and journal on it. Patterns repeat themselves if they're not analyzed. The truth is, people are just people. We take our baggage and our beliefs from relationship to relationship, and sometimes there's no way to really understand why something didn't work out. You don't need to know why it didn't work out. You just need to know that it didn't work out, that it wasn't the right situation for you. There's probably a variety of factors of why it didn't work out. You're not a mind reader. You're not a professional. You're not a therapist. Don't bog yourself down too much with trying to understand someone else's psyche, or trying to understand why two complex human beings couldn't be together. All you need to know is that it didn't work out, and it's not for you, and you have the steps available to you to move on and do what you need to do, to heal, to take care of yourself, and to be better, do better, and find the right person for you. Find a better person for you. It'll probably be years down the road until you actually understand what happened. And by then, you're not gonna care anymore. So yeah, if you're going through a breakup, I'm so sorry. It absolutely sucks. We've been broken up now for 3 months, and I feel so much better. I felt like shit there for like a month. It was rough. But now I feel great. And I learned so much from it. And I tried to follow my own advice to the best of my abilities, and I really think it worked. If you have any tips on how to get over a breakup, please comment them below. I would love to hear them. I think there's a lot of different things that you can do to make yourself feel better during this whole process. But if you're going through right now, I'm so sorry. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's worth it. Do not let this make you cynical. Do not let this prevent you from being vulnerable in the future. Just keep what you learned in a toolbox. Make wise, informed decisions, but don't let it make you jaded on life and on love and on relationships. Because some of them are really good, I've heard. Anyways, I love you guys so much. I hope you like this new setup. It was a pain in the butt to do and to get down, but I hope it looks nice. Please like and subscribe, if for no other reason than just to acknowledge the absolute hell I went through to get this all set up and put together. Okay, please like, please subscribe, send this to someone who might be going through a breakup, and please let me know what you would like to see in the next video, because I'm always open to suggestions. I'm still relatively new to my whole YouTube journey here, and I would love video ideas and inspiration. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.